Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Fine. Okay, first, welcome to our live stream. Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to meet you too, and thanks for inviting me to today's live stream. Very happy to be here.
Okay, thank you. I'm also very happy to invite Conflux representative Chris to share views about Conflux. Okay, could you introduce yourself first?
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Chris. I'm half German, half Chinese. I grew up in both China and Germany. I think I did my I did my bachelor's degree in Hamburg, Germany. Then I worked for a while. My background is mechanical engineering, so I went to Papua New Guinea to build a biscuit factory at a company called Lay Biscuits. Afterward, I decided to pursue my master's here in China at Tsinghua University in the direction of industrial engineering. But during my studies here, I got into the blockchain space. I co-founded the Tsinghua International Blockchain Association, where we invited many international blockchain companies to our space. And at the same time, I also worked as a project manager at a crypto fund called Blockchain Founders Fund. And from there on, I got deeper and deeper into the blockchain space and left my industrial engineering heart behind to fully pursue the crypto space and what's happening, how we're disrupting finance and bringing finance back to everyone. Because I was living in China and knew how accessible it was to take and WeChat Pay. And in many places where I've been to, even in Europe, it's not as advanced. And crypto will be one of the tools for everyone in the world to be using for mobile payments, not only specifically for a country, but worldwide. Yeah. Oh yeah, and since then, sorry, I've I've joined Conflux Network as the head of global expansions, and yeah, Conflux Network started off in Beijing, and we've expanded to Toronto, Africa, Turkey, Russia, Vietnam, South Korea, and next up is Indonesia.
Nice. Okay, let's start your question about Conflux. Okay, first of all, we want to know what is Conflux Network? We care about. Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So in short, Conflux Network is a public blockchain, a layer one blockchain. Conflux vision Conflux is a public blockchain bridging the Eastern and Western communities and economies. The Conflux protocol itself features a consensus protocol known as the Trigraph to improve its scaling and capabilities related to existing networks like Ethereum. We are EVM compatible, allowing application layers to support smart contracts written within Solidity and other languages. We can get into that further. And Conflux Network, as mentioned, is headquartered in China, but we have expanded our operations to Toronto and Nigeria and other places as well. It all started back in 2018, where our founder Longfan presented his research paper at Tsinghua University on how to scale the Nakamoto consensus, how to improve the utilization rate, and how to make it more energy efficient. And it gained a lot of recognition in the early of 2018. And from then on, Conflux Network was born. At the end of 2018, we closed our fundraising rounds and we've raised around 35 million US dollars led by Sequoia China. And from there on, early in 2019, we built our testnet for everyone to participate. And last year in 2020, October 29th, we launched our official mainnet called Conflux Thesis. And yes, I think right now we're around half a year, more than a bit than a half a year into our mainnet launch. and we're really focusing on building up our ecosystem.
Okay. We see many layer 1 protocol in blockchain world. So in your opinion, what are Conflux Network's technical advantages?
Yes, I think Conflux Network has many technical advantages. As mentioned, we have developed the Trigraph algorithm. To make it more simple, the Trigraph algorithm is a beefed up version of a POW mining consensus based on a DIG. So what this means is that we can be fully decentralized by these nodes mining us. And oh, sorry, am I still online? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh yes, sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm here. Let me, yeah. Yeah.
Continue. Let's
Okay.
go on.
Yeah, Conflux. So we at Conflux Network, we developed the Trigraph algorithm, which is essentially a POW, proof of work algorithm, to secure the security of our network, to be transparent and send out transactions. Now, one of the biggest obstacles when it came to POW networks was that it was not scalable. If we look at Ethereum or Bitcoin, which are also POW networks, they can only process 4 to 7 transactions or 15 to 30 transactions per second. Now, that's enough for certain use cases that are not mass adopted and only used by a small population in the world. But if you want to take blockchain technology and its vision to the next level and bring it to everyone in the world, the throughput needs to be comparable with something we use in our daily lives, something like Visa. So Visa is the one of the most, if not the most used payment method globally, right? And Visa can reach a throughput of 3,000 transactions per second. And we at Conflux Network, we made sure that using the Trigraph algorithm, that our network can process more than 3,000 transactions per second while maintaining full decentralization and high levels of security. I think that's one of the technical advantages. I can get into it a bit more. From a technical perspective, if you develop on top of Conflux, we provide a lot of SDKs and tools for all the developers. I think everyone in the crypto space would be familiar with these. And for developers, it's just easy to get on top of Conflux and develop something and realize it. One aspect that's very interesting that we have not encountered in the blockchain space is something that we built, the transaction sponsorship mechanism. As you know, if I was to send you one Ethereum or Bitcoin, right, I would need Bitcoin or Ethereum in my wallet. It's okay for Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now, with Ethereum, you can also send ERC20 tokens. But in order to send you a ERC20 token like USDT, I need Ethereum on my wallet as well to pay for the gas fees, right? So essentially, I would need to have two currencies or assets enabled to send one to someone. At Conflux Network, we have this transaction sponsorship mechanism, which enables third parties, such as developers or sponsors, or for now, Conflux Network, to sponsor the transaction fees. What this means is that everyone who's new to the blockchain space, getting into crypto and decentralized finance, that they can send USDT or other tokens built on top of Conflux without the need of having CFX as the protocol token, right, to pay for the gas fees. Where we got that from, or where the idea stems from, is from the traditional fintech space, right? So if you look at Alibaba or WeChat Pay, they all live on servers. They're all free to be used, but they all live on servers. Now, who pays for these servers? It's not the user. It's the supply chain down the line of the whole of Alipay or WeChat Pay. So it might be China Mobile paying for their servers to host it, or it could be Alibaba themselves paying for these servers and able to process these transactions. And we have taken it down and brought it into the blockchain world. So applications built on top of Conflux can be more scalable. Yes. For developers as well, right now there are different languages or virtual machines that can be used to deploy on. But the most common one is the EVM, Ethereum's virtual machine, which is on which you write and develop smart contracts using the language Solidity. It's from Ethereum. It started off at Ethereum, but Conflux Network embraces EVM as well. So everyone who has ever written a smart contract on Ethereum can easily deploy the same smart contract on top of Conflux Network as well. When talking about the languages and IDEs, we have recently partnered with Reach, which is a very new smart contract developing language in IDE, which is very suitable for traditional computer science background people. So if you're from the traditional developing space and want to get into smart contract developing, right, you'll have a hard time to get into Solidity, to learn about the logic, and Reach is very similar to it. So for example, and Reach, because the design and the concept of it, developers can write smart contracts faster. They can develop them faster. They need fewer lines to develop a smart contract. One example would be, I'm not sure if you know FOMO 3D. There was a game that congested, I think it was Neo back in the days, or EOS. In order to develop a FOMO 3D using Reach, it would take you 1 hour. With Solidity, if you're very, very smart, if you are very affine with Solidity, it might take you at least 1 day to 2 days. With Reach, it takes you 1 hour. Yeah, so that's some of the things we're building for the developer community. Another thing that we have touched based on as well is the scalability of our network. Now, Conflux Network is a layer 1 protocol, and I'm sure that you guys know about the hype of the layer 2 solutions, right? Like Matic, aka Polygon, or Poolin, which come as a complementary network or layer to the Ethereum network. Because Conflux is a layer 1 protocol, it means that layer 2 solutions can be also implemented on top of Conflux Network. So in the future, if 3000 TPS is not enough, and you can still scale it further down the line to increase the transaction throughput by another magnitude if you want. So that's some of the long-term views that we have at Conflux Network as well, that we're scalable and here for the long term. Yeah, I would also like to share a couple of aspects from our roadmap down the line, what we are building technically and where we're heading towards to. So we will be, so Conflux Network as a layer 1 in this multi-chain era, we will have different bridges through our ecosystem project called Shuttleflow to bridge assets between different chains. Right now, it's possible to cross-chain Bitcoin on top of Conflux, to cross-chain all ERC20 tokens and Ethereum on top of Conflux, and to cross-chain Binance BEP20 standard tokens on Conflux. what this means is that the tokens can freely flow between these different blockchains, and we'll be adding new blockchains into we will be adding new blockchain bridges in the upcoming month. So Conflux can be connected with more public blockchains. And along the way, another upgrade would be that these different blockchains can also seamlessly cross-chain through Conflux Network. So Conflux Network essentially works as a hub in the middle of the different blockchains to cross-chain the assets, because Conflux Network has bidirectional bridges between these blockchains. They can also flow seamlessly through Conflux Network from each other to each other. One thing that's very interesting that has never been heard of, what we're planning or what we're developing right now, is we are a POW consensus, right? But when you look at the POS space, it's called finality for the block confirmation. And we will also upgrade our consensus protocol to POW plus finality, right? So what this means is it will eliminate the possibility of a 51% attack, which is possible if we are only using the POW consensus. Yes, I think these are a couple of technical highlights and updates along the way that I like to mention. We can talk about it forever, but I think we might want to talk about some other aspects as well.
Okay, I heard three points: high efficiency and high throughput, and high security. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And many other advantages. Okay. So many permissionless blockchains are heavily building out their ecosystem. What is Conflux Network doing in this regard?
Oh, thanks. That's a very good question. I think in the last 2 years, right, when the crypto winter started, new protocols came out to say that, okay, we can scale Ethereum or the decentralized finance space more and more. And in order to flourish as a protocol, you need transactions on top of it. You need the ecosystem to be built on top of it. You need people to use your network. And this is something that we're building and heavily investing in at Conflux Network. Last year, we started a technical oversight committee, which is a funding committee for developers, which is organized and run by the community. So any project that wants to build on top of Conflux would apply for a grant through the TOC, and the community members that lead the TOC would say yes or nay on whether we should give these projects any allocation to further build on top of Conflux. So until now, from last year till now, we have around 20 completed projects built on our ecosystem that were funded by the TOC. Another thing that we started is a grants program, because a big portion of our pre-mined tokens is to build and kickstart our community, our ecosystem. How the process works is projects can apply for ecosystem grant, and they'll be invited by Jeff, who is leading our efforts on the ecosystem grants, and invited through several rounds of screening and getting to know each other before deciding on whether or not to give this project a grant along the line. The grants are released milestone-wide, so it's not just you applied for it, we give you funding. It's rather you hit the milestone, we give you funding for it in order for it to be more sustainable. Since last year until now, we have launched or not we have, but many great ecosystem projects have launched on top of Conflux Network. And I would like to talk about them a bit more as well. So yeah, maybe I should just continue, right? One of the projects that has recently hit some or the headlines across China and in the West is called Flux Protocol. Flux Protocol is a lending and borrowing protocol. Sorry, it's a lending and borrowing protocol that started up on Conflux Network. Users were able to deposit USDT or CFX as a collateral and borrow other tokens from other money pools to do whatever they want, liquidity mining or hold it as an investment. At the same time, there is the lending and borrowing mechanism, interest rate is generated. So people supplying money into the money pools, they will get an API on their tokens by providing it into the money pool instead of just holding it, right? So after a while, Flux was launched with the simple functions from lending and borrowing and liquidity, liquidations, liquidity mining started. So along with the liquidity mining, more and more assets came onto the platform to earn the governance token of Flux. It was launched initially on Conflux Network, and since then it has launched on BSC, on Heko, and OKEX chain, right? And at the highest point of the TVL, Flux Protocol reached around 1 billion USDTs of assets on the platform itself for lending and borrowing. It's still ongoing, so feel free to check it out. Another project that I'd like to talk about, which actually started off the liquidity mining on top of Conflux Network, is Moonswap. Moonswap Network started off last year on Ethereum as a swap protocol like Uniswap or SushiSwap with liquidity mining. After 1 week of its launch on Ethereum, what they did was to migrate all the assets from Ethereum onto Conflux through Shuttleflow. And since then, it has always been running, and the community is getting bigger and bigger, and the liquidity mining programs keep innovative. They are still innovative. There are always new pools coming out for users to experience Conflux Network, to use Conflux Network, to know how it is to feel and experience how transacting without the need of having CFX tokens as the medium for transaction fees, right? So that's something that encourages everyone and us as Conflux Network to build it further, because once you talk with the Moonswap users, at some stage, if the asset isn't available on top of Conflux Network, they might have to go to BSC or Ethereum. They all come back with one thing. They all say, using it on Conflux Network, they do not want to use it on any other network anymore, because the experience is so smooth, it's so fast. Yeah, that's one of the projects. Another project that we are incubating and just launched its beta phase is called Sacred. So what Sacred is an privacy protocol for you to send assets or store assets. It's similar to Tornado Cash on Ethereum, right? So for example, if I, Chris, want to send you Venus tokens, let's say 100 CFX, right? Normally what happens is you would send me your wallet address, right? And I will send you the CFX, correct? That just for an example, right? With Tornado Cash, what happens is I would deposit 100 CFX into the sacred finance pool. And what sacred finance gives out is something that's similar to a seed phrase. It's called a node, an array, a hash, right? And I would send you the hash, Venus. So with the hash, you would connect your wallet to sacred finance, type in the hash, and the pool of assets would send you the 100 CFX, right? This way, no one would know that I, Chris, sent you, Venus, the 100 CFX, right? It's just to bring, it's to bring privacy back to the assets of the people. Along the line, they will launch soon. Right now, they're in their beta phase. They'll launch soon. They'll add more assets into it. They'll have a liquidity mining program as well. Another project that I like to talk about is Phantom Network, Phantom Finance. It's a synthetics assets platform that also has NFTs. So in the future, if you want to buy Tesla stocks, you can buy them on Phantom Network, decentralized and free for everyone to use. We're also working closely in incubating a project called DCAS. DCAS is a blockchain bridge, essentially. So what DCAS does is it can bring Bitcoin from the Bitcoin network onto other blockchains faster, more decentralized, and with lower collateral, so that people that have Bitcoin can use it in DeFi easier and more accessible. These are just a few projects that I like to talk about, and just to tell you that there's much more coming out. So for now, if you're a developer and you're interested in participating and building on top of the Conflux network, right, I would always recommend you to go to our forum and check out the Conflux Technical Oversight Committee and apply for your initial grant there to kickstart it, and just to have some initial funding for your developers, your team, your marketing, your UI, to build the initial MVP. After that, please apply for a grant program. You can find the grant program on our website and apply for it. And there, the grants are up to $50,000 US worth of CFX. And we will help you guys along the way. If you need UI and UX help or input, you can come to us. If you need some help in marketing or running your community, we can give you insights. And afterwards, when you're fully committed to running this project in the long run, we as Conflux Network will also allocate more resources to you in order to make your project a success, not only in the short term, but also in the long term.
Okay. Not short term. Okay. Can you provide an ecosystem overview of Conflux Network?
Yes, absolutely. So besides the project that I just mentioned, we are POW based. I think I just checked the stats before this call. We are connected to over 10 mining pools. Every miner probably knows the mining pools that we are connected to. F2 pool, Fishstake, Huobi mining pool, and other pools as well. We also have, for example, Nanominer in Russia, if people in Russia want to connect. So that's the mining aspect, the POW aspect. We also have communities worldwide. Although we started in China and we have a big community here, we also have a global community, which targets the Western audience and everyone else who wants to grow with us in the English language. Besides that, we have a community in Vietnam, in South Korea, in Russia, in Turkey, and in Africa, we're expanding as well. In Africa, we started in Nigeria, and right now we kickstarted our Conflux African Leadership Program, where we are finding new ambassadors in different countries in Africa to help us grow locally and build a community there. It's from all aspects. Right now we have found a very good ambassador in Kenya who will help us with the developer community building in Kenya as well. Yeah, that's one of the things from our community. If we talk about numbers, our global community, worldwide community is around 100,000 people, right? They range from traders to miners to developers, and just in general, crypto enthusiasts.
I see our audience refer Benigo. Yeah, leave the messages. What are the future prospects on this project? From our audience, yes.
Okay, so for Ralph, hey Ralph. So let me try to get it. So the prospects on this project is Conflux Network, right? So what I can say is Conflux Network is working hard day in, day out. We're continuously improving our technology. As I mentioned before, on our technical roadmap, we will be the first POW chain that also has finality included to increase the security of it. For decentralization, we are ASIC resistant. So anyone with a GPU can start mining, and GPUs in general are easier accessible to people, to miners around the world to partake in the security of the network. We are building our ecosystem day by day. Just today, I talked with 3 different projects here in Shanghai. One is an NFT project, the other one is a DeFi project, and the other one is an educational project to be built on top of Conflux. So education is also a big thing that we're focusing on. Yes. Not sure. I didn't touch base on this, but I'm sure that education takes time, right? It's not from one day to another where you learn how to interact with the decentralized finance, right? It's not easy for a newbie to know what the private key is, what your public key is, what it means if you lose your seed phrase and you cannot access your funds anymore. It's a process that we have to go along and grow with people. So in China, we have started what we call the UMA initiative. The UMA initiative is a university entrepreneurship boot camp that runs over 2 months, where we work with industry partners to teach people from universities about what is blockchain technology, what is token economics, what is DeFi, and at the same time also teach people and ambitious students on how to develop on top of Conflux. The whole track is not only open to developers, but for students from all aspects. Could be arts, could be finance, could be engineering as well. The ultimate objective of this plan of the UMA initiative is for the students to come together as a team along the course and also deploy an MVP product on top of Conflux Network, and to get their first experience in the entrepreneurial world.
Okay, so besides China, Conflux Network also has a great global presence. Can you tell us more about all your communities worldwide?
Yeah, sure. I think we have more than 100,000 community members worldwide. Yeah, and besides the countries that we're in right now, which is China, the Western world with its heavily North American based and European based. We have communities in Latin America, in Turkey, in Russia, in Vietnam, South Korea, Africa, and soon we'll have a community in Indonesia as well. We just found a nice ambassador who is working with us on the local expansion there. And we're always looking for people, community members that want to help out and grow Conflux everywhere in the world. Blockchain technology and Conflux Network is not limited to China. It's limited to everyone. It's not limited. It's open to everyone. So we want people from all over the world to partake and grow with us, to build the community together, and to get your opinions on where we can improve, what we can do better, because the community, you guys are the people who are using Conflux Network, right? So your opinion is very dear to us. So if you guys, any community member or everyone who is interested in Conflux can always join our communities, whether it's the Chinese community or Vietnam community, and to reach out to us and talk with us. Yes.
Okay. Okay. What is OpenDefi? Yeah. Let's what I care about. What is Conflux Network's relationship with it?
You're very familiar with Conflux Network, I see. Yeah, so OpenDefi is an initiative that we started at Conflux Network. We noticed that the DeFi space in Asia and in the West is somehow separated, right? They're not connected. So we started OpenDefi as an initiative to bridge DeFi projects, founders, and enthusiasts between the East and the West, right? To get them to discuss about potential collaborations, to bring outside projects from the West into, for example, China, and to bring Chinese projects, for example, into the West so North American users or Western users learn about them more. And since then, it's developing right now into a DAO, right? A decentralized DAO that also has a launchpad. So DeFi projects can apply for the launchpad and get help from advisory to be connected with investors or also partnerships from the OpenDefi. OpenDefi actually launched one of the biggest hackathons on Gitcoin recently. And the sponsors amongst Conflux Network were Uniswap, Balancer, and Pico Finance, for example. And within the OpenDefi Alliance, there are many big names within the DeFi space. And I'm sure that everyone who checks it out knows immediately which projects are within this ecosystem without having the need to Google them anymore.
And we have now near 400 audience online, and we receive over 10 messages. Question. Maybe we choose one or two later. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, next. What are your plans to attract non-crypto investors into the space?
I think that's always a hard question to ask. It starts everywhere. I mean, right now in the bull market, everyone is looking at cryptocurrencies, right? From Dogecoin to Shiba Coin, and so slowly they are getting into it. Actually, yesterday we were talking to a potential NFT project, and when they communicated with their community here, every one of them actually knew about Conflux Network. because the technology, this transaction sponsorship, is very attractive to artists, not only artists, but anyone who's using the blockchain space and their future users, to get them on board as well. We have the UMA initiative to teach people about blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. We frequently go out to talks, to participate in panel discussions. Our community also organizes events that are run by the community for the community, where we from Conflux Network don't even have to participate or don't even go anymore. Right? We love to go, but sometimes they're like, no, we want it to be community only, which is kind of funny because we're also part of the community. But yeah, that's one of the things. By the way, may I ask a question?
Okay. Okay.
What
Can
is
you hear
the,
me? Can you
yes,
hear me?
yes.
Okay.
What is the ideal partner for LBank when looking for a partner?
Okay. That's a good question. We always choose the partner. The most important point is that if it's innovative in technology or model, or whether the project is beneficial to the whole industry or to solve problems blockchain. So that's why we invite Conflux to share views. And we want to share good projects and bring their views to public. So, okay, that's my answer.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a very good answer.
Okay, okay, we choose one from our audience yeah, who interested in our chat, today's chat. Okay, what's goal for Conflux Network from brilliant sellers?
Well, what's the goal for Conflux Network?
Yes.
The ultimate vision for Conflux Network is for people to use Conflux Network on their daily life, right? May it be from transacting to do a payment, buying an airplane ticket, or to store their data securely on the blockchain. It's an open operating system that will be implemented in your daily lives. And it does not have to be in your face. It can be in the backend, right? Like when we use the iPhone, we use WeChat, we use applications, but all in all, it lives on an operating system called iOS. When we use our computer, we're using Windows, but on top of it, we're using different applications. And what the ultimate goal is for people to use applications built on top of Conflux Network in their daily lives in the upcoming years.
Great. Okay. Today's topic is okay. Today's topic is the end, and it's very honored to invite you to share. Let us know more about Conflux. Thank Chris, and we hope Conflux get better and better. Okay, that's the end of today's live stream. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Thank you so much for the great session. Thanks for all the questions. Thank you, Venus. Thanks.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.